Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to the channel. This is the Tennis World with a tennis expert. I am your tennis expert, and really, guys, great to have you with me. And a big warm welcome to my viewers right around the world. Yes, it is, guys. So I just want to preview the Australian Open final 2024. We have Yannick Sinner of Italy versus Daniel Medvedev of Russia in this final. First, let's take a quick look back at the semi-finals before we get into these videos. First semi-final, Yannick Sinner 4-set win over Novak Djokovic. First two sets, Sinner serving well, overpowering Djokovic by playing with power and patience and just controlling the rallies, guys. Controlling the points. And sometimes, like when you're playing Djokovic, what happens is you play too safe and he gets control of the rallies and he moves you around. Other times you go for too much power near the line and make errors. But he played with power and yet patience and moved Djokovic right to left. And Djokovic didn't want to be in rallies where the other guys in control. So now Djokovic starts going for a lot of power near the lines himself and makes a whole bunch of errors, right, guys? Um, and then when he's a bit more patient, Sinner just controls the rally. But I felt like Djokovic, he didn't want to be in a rally anyway, and he was just going for the lines and making errors and taking high risk shots. Even on defensive positions, Djokovic went for it. He lost the first two sets 6-1, 6-2. Third set, he served better and was in more attacking position. So when he went for it, it was a higher percentage shot, made the winners, stepped it up in the tiebreaker. Um, but again, it was mostly he was serving better and in a better position to attack. So when he went for it, it went better. But he was willing to rally a bit more and and move Sinner around and have patience. That worked better. Fourth set, Djokovic still willing to rally more, still serving better, so in a better position to attack, and the attacking game is working better, willing to rally a bit more, but still too much attacking from defensive positions, causing errors. And maybe he had to, because if he didn't, Sinner was controlling a lot of the rallies. But a lot of the time, when Djokovic did stick in the long rallies, he was getting errors from Sinner. It proved the right thing, but he didn't want to. He still made too many errors. Still went for attacking shots in defensive positions, and still sometimes when he was patient, it was just Sinner was out overpowering him in the rallies and getting control of the rallies. There was that, and then there was the fact that there were still errors from Djokovic, and Sinner got him down break points early on in the fourth set. Didn't get it, but from 40 love up, he comes back and breaks due to some forced errors overpowering Djokovic, and Djokovic just going for too much near the line and getting unforced errors. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So Sinner overpowering and getting forced errors in the rally, and Djokovic going for too much power near the line. What we saw was Djokovic. I don't know what I'm saying. Sinner overpowering Djokovic, getting forced rallies, and Djokovic going for too much power near the line at a few critical times, making errors. Then Djokovic tried to step it up onto the return game to break back, but Sinner just served too well and had too many good shots behind the serve. Whenever he didn't serve great or play great behind it, Djokovic returned well, out rallied him, and was willing to step up if you're not perfect. But Sinner served perfectly, attacked behind the serve, and even came into the net and finished, and just shut Djokovic out with a serve plus attacking game. Whenever there was a chance, Djokovic was all over it, but there wasn't enough chances to get the break. And Sinner with the serve and the power game behind that shut Djokovic out. So 4 sets victory for Sinner. Djokovic's first loss in a semi-final or a final at the Australian Open. Djokovic's first loss for 6 years. This could be the changing of the guard, because when you look at Djokovic, like, or even the big three with Nadal and Djokovic and Federer, like best of 5 are where they're hardest to beat, and best of 3 it's easier. But then if you are to beat Djokovic in a Grand Slam, in the slower courts of the US Open and French, where it's happened, he's dominated at Wimbledon and the Australian Open. So now to have a loss at Wimbledon to one guy of the next generation, Alcaraz, which is unheard of, and then have another loss at the Australian Open to another guy, to a 22-year-old Sinner, and a 20-year-old Alcaraz beating him at Wimbledon. Like, those were the hardest two places to beat Djokovic, because best of 5 is harder. But if you to get him, French and the US Open, it happens, but Wimbledon, Australian Open, it doesn't. And that hardest challenge, beating him at Wimbledon and the Australian Open, two younger guys, Alcaraz, Sinner, got it done. So Djokovic can't even win in his best place, you would say, and he's just going to get worse as he gets older. Sinner and Alcaraz are 20 and 22. They're going to be getting better, but they've already beat Djokovic at the hardest places, Australian Open and Wimbledon. So it could be the changing of the guard, but Djokovic could fight back. We'll see in the future as we watch things. So second semi-final, right, guys? So second semi-final, right? Daniel Medvedev versus Zverev. Zverev just overpowering him, getting control of all the rallies. Right? And Medvedev making too many errors. Then later, Medvedev still stayed patient in the rallies, but more aggressive, went deeper, pushed Medvedev around. Oh, sorry about that. Medvedev hit the ball deeper and pushed Zverev around, and now Zverev was moving around all the time. He was on the run. He was tired. He was being out rallied. Medvedev was playing with aggression to control the rallies, but yet patience and not missing and defending great, turning defense into offense, but being aggressive in the rallies and moving the big guys, Zverev, around. And Zverev was tired. So Zverev needed to be either pushed around in these rallies or attack too much, go for a lot of power near the line, which is risky. So you saw one, Medvedev out rallying Zverev and making him tired moving around. Two, Zverev not wanting to be in these rallies, so going for a lot of power near the line and making unforced errors. Those were the two ways Medvedev won points, but it all happened because he was more aggressive in the rallies and got control of the rallies, but played with controlled aggression and forced Zverev to either be pushed around while he's tired or to have to go for too much power near the line to get back control of the rallies and make errors. So Medvedev won points by those two methods, depending on if Zverev was patient, willing to be out rallied, or going for power near the line to get back control of the rallies and making Zverev more tired. So Medvedev comes back, wins third, fourth, and fifth set. He's in the final. So now let's preview the Australian Open Final 2024. Jannik Sinner of Italy, Daniel Medvedev of Russia. Let's get into it. I just think, like, when you look at this, I believe Sinner's won the last 3 they've played. I know he's won the last 2 in finals, and I just think, like, he's very similar to Djokovic, Medvedev. He likes the rallies. He's like a brick wall back there. Although in this match against Sinner, Djokovic didn't want to do that. He wanted to attack, and he missed. But what I'm saying, like, in general, guys, right? Like, he's that. And also, Djokovic lost to Sinner the end of last year twice. But I just think Sinner, they're both service pretty similar. Maybe Sinner's a bit better. But Sinner's going to have more power on his ground strokes and his rally shots. So he's going to be in control of all the rallies. And Medvedev's going to be moved around. And the way he played against Djokovic through this tournament, he's playing with power and patience. So when Medvedev's a brick wall, you can't get through him, but you're in control of the rallies because Sinner's got more power. But then if he's willing to wait, like he did against Djokovic and everyone else, and be patient until he can get past that great defensive brick wall of Medvedev, then he wins because he's overpowering, he's controlling all the rallies, but he still can't get through Medvedev and finish. But he's waiting and moving him left to right and being as patient as he needs to be until he eventually gets past Medvedev's defense and finishes the point. And he's going to have to play with power and patience and do it for hours. And Medvedev's going to ask that, but I think he's playing well. He's hitting the ball harder. He'll overpower Medvedev. He'll control the rallies, but he'll realize Medvedev's good defensively. You just got to wait. But Medvedev saying, can you play with power and patience and do it for hours? Because of how well Sinner's playing, most players can't, but Sinner can, and Sinner will. He'll play with power, he'll control all the rallies, he'll move Medvedev around, he'll make him tired, but he'll wait as many shots as he needs to do, moving him left to right until he gets past Medvedev's defense. And when he can't, he's going to come into the net and finish. And then by Medvedev doing all this running, he's going to be tired. He played 5 sets against Hubert Hurkacz in the quarterfinals, 5 sets in the semifinals against the Rev, and now he's just going to be pushed around and being exhausted. And it'll get to the point where if Sinner is playing with power and patience, and he's controlling all the rallies, and he's willing to wait till he gets past Medvedev, eventually it's going to be Medvedev doing too much running after a 5-set in the quarterfinal and semifinal. He's going to be exhausted, then he's going to slow down, and then it's going to be even easier to be past him. But if he doesn't play with power and patience, Medvedev will make him go for too much power near the line to get past his speed and make errors. That's exactly how Medvedev wins. That's what he wants. But I believe Sinner's playing good enough right now where he's playing with the power to push Medvedev around, control the rallies, but he's got the patience to wait, whether it's 5, 7, 10 shots of power and moving him right to left until you eventually get past Medvedev's defense and finish the point. I believe Medvedev will ask that, and I believe Sinner will be good enough. But because Medvedev is playing well and he's fighting, and then there's the nerves of your first Grand Slam final, winning your first Grand Slam, and then there's Medvedev willing to fight and battle all the time, I believe that'll be good enough for Medvedev to get one set with his serve, his great rallying, his defense, him being a brick wall, and then Sinner trying to battle through nerves, winning your first Grand Slam. I think that's going to be good enough to get one set for Medvedev, but it'll be 4 sets to Sinner. He'll control all the rallies. He'll move Medvedev around. He'll overpower Medvedev. Medvedev will ask him, I'm still going to play defense. Can you hit 5, 7 good shots of moving me left to right every single point? And Sinner is playing at a good enough level and will do it, enough to win 3 out of 4 sets and get his first Grand Slam here. But like I said, with Medvedev willing to fight and the nerves of winning your first Grand Slam, that'll get Medvedev a set. But overall, he'll more power than Medvedev. He control all the rallies. And then when Medvedev says, can you hit 5 or 7 good shots to get past me every time for hours, Sinner will be able to do that because he's playing great. But then the one set where Medvedev fights hard and the nerves, he gets a set. But I'm saying 4 sets for Sinner, and he's the 2024 Australian Open champion. So when you consider like Sinner's won, beat everybody in straight sets, it's only Djokovic who just got a set, and Djokovic is 1 point away from not getting a set. It's hard to get a set. But like I'm saying, Medvedev is also Rublev got him 5-1 in the tiebreak, a few points from winning a set. Djokovic got a set but was 1 point away from not getting it. There's a lot of matches Sinner's playing against quality opposition where it's at borderline straight sets or 4 sets. But I believe because Medvedev is playing well and because there's more nerves, this will be a 4 set, but it's either 3 or 4 sets. But with Medvedev fighting and playing well, and Sinner a bit nervous, I'm going to say 4. But again, Sinner is going to overpower Medvedev, he's going to control the rallies, and he's going to have the patience, the power and patience to get through him. But if he doesn't, and he gets a bit more nervous than I think, and he tries to go for the line with power to get past Medvedev, that'll give Medvedev the victory. But I don't think that'll happen. I think Sinner's playing good enough to control the rallies, overpower Medvedev, stand in the middle, push Medvedev around, and wait the 5, 7, 10 shots to get past Medvedev's speed and defense. And he's going to win 3 of the last 4 sets of the 4 sets in this final, and Yannick Sinner will beat Medvedev in 4 sets, and he'll be your 2024 Australian Open champion. Sinner beats Medvedev in 4, and he wins his first Grand Slam at his 2024 Australian Open. And he's your champion. Come back in a couple of days, maybe for 2-3 days, around Monday, Tuesday at the absolute latest, and I'm going to review this final and talk about what it means for the future of tennis. So please come back Monday, Tuesday, as I'll review this Australian Open final. But for now, I'm saying Sinner gets Medvedev in 4 sets, and Sinner is your 2024 Australian Open champion. Come back Monday, Tuesday for my review. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and enjoy the tennis. But see you for my review Monday, Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the final. Subscribe. See you guys Monday, Tuesday. Bye for now.